Alright, guys. The Walking Dead Season 8, the second half. This is going to be a very important half season of The Walking Dead. Like, this half of Season 8 is going to be a very important part of Walking Dead history for the TV show, at least, because this second half is probably going to decide whether a lot of people want to stick with the show or whether they're ready to pack their stuff up and get out of here. And I just want to throw it out there that I'm personally still excited. Like, I'm kind of skeptical of a lot of the choices they made, of the direction they're going with this, but we'll see. Like, I still have faith in them that they can do better now, and that they can continue to take the story forward with all the changes they made, and just like with the direction they're going. But we're going to see. But right now, I just kind of want to talk about the first half of this season, and I want to talk about what I'm hoping for in the second half, and kind of how I'm hoping the first half and the second half differ. All right, so getting into this, let's just talk about the pace of this season so far. So a lot of people are saying now that they're already tired of the war or whatever, which is crazy because like I don't know what everyone expected when they heard about this war getting ready to happen. Like I don't know why people expected that to be over within a couple episodes, but it's going to take all season as we can see. But once again, if you've even remotely looked at the comic books, you already knew that was going to happen. But yeah, like other than that, like all out wars so far, in my opinion, has been kind of underwhelming. It's been kind of a disappointment. I know a lot of people are going to say, ZFR, why you say that? And one of the main reasons I'm saying that is just because of the it's mostly like very specific stuff that involves the scenes, the way the scenes are shot, and like what they decide to put in here in these certain scenes, what's not there, what's missing, and everything like that. Like I'm just gonna give a couple examples here. For one, like the battles. Like I feel like we've only seen like really two, three big standout battle moments right now in All Out War, which I understand the survivors kind of have to stick to guerrilla warfare tactics almost because they don't exactly have the numbers that they want. But still, it hasn't really felt like much of a war. We've only seen like one massive gunfight where the survivors and the saviors are going back and forth firing at each other, and that was in that episode where they found the baby and stuff. And Eric's, I forgot his name, Eric's partner died. No, Eric was his name. Aaron's partner Eric died. That was pretty much the only time I remember seeing a big battle that kind of featured the saviors and the survivors back and forth on each side, which that episode was good. I did like that part of it, but I feel like we haven't seen much else of that. We saw at the beginning of the season, the survivors pull up to the sanctuary and everything, but if I'm being honest, looking back at that, kind of underwhelming. I feel like there was no fight back or anything. I would have liked to seen a little bit more fight back from the saviors in that episode. It was like they didn't even try to come outside and do anything. It's just like they sat there and took that. But anyway, it's just stuff like that. And I feel like we haven't even had, other than, of course, the big Carl death at the end of the mid season finale, I feel like we haven't really even had any deaths this half season except like Eric. I feel like we haven't really seen a lot of the survivors. We haven't seen the survivors take that many hits, like other than like Ezekiel and his people. Like other than that, like I feel like we just haven't been really feeling the main consequences of this war. They haven't killed off any really big characters other than Carl and Eric so far, and it's already halfway through the All Out War season. This is supposed to be the season where everyone's life is on the line. I was expecting a lot more deaths of medium-sized characters, of like B, C class characters. I was expecting a lot more of that, but so far it's been like D class characters and even like F class. Like I mean, so like yeah, we haven't really seen too many people we care about get killed off other than Carl, and like even with Eric, like he was just a supporting character for the longest. So yeah, I feel like there's no consequence going on. Even on the Savior side, the Saviors, this is the next point. The Saviors have been locked out of the fight this entire first half of the season. So at least the main group of them. So we haven't really gotten to see them do anything but try to get out of the sanctuary. And in my opinion, that was not the best choice. I personally would have had them get out of there way earlier than that. I would have moved some of this along. I feel like one of the problems already with All Out War, they're trying to stretch it out, it feels like, and I feel like they're putting a lot of filler in there. They're putting a lot of stuff in there that we don't really, I don't want to say that we don't need to see, but that we just don't care to see as much as we would a little bit more action here and there. You know, I'm just like throwing that one out there. Like, I wish we could see a bit more action in the All Out War season, which I'm guessing we're going to see in the second half, obviously, which I will get to that in a second. But yeah, overall, this first half of the season, it's been kind of underwhelming in those regards. And as for the whole Carl death, I already made a whole nother video ranting about that, why I didn't like it and why I do think the show can continue, even though I don't really agree with that choice. But I also don't think that choice is going to hit the show too hard if they move forward the right way. So if you're interested in hearing about that, go check out like my rant video on that, because I go way in depth on that video. But yeah, other than that, like, I mean, I don't really have too many complaints about the war. We've gotten good stuff for a lot of different characters, and we've gotten a lot of build up with characters, but that's what I'm saying. It feels like there shouldn't be, I feel like this is the all out war season. I feel like there shouldn't be as much build up. I feel like it should be boom, 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 action after action after action. And I was kind of hoping for that a little bit more this season. Like, I was hoping for this for most of the season, not all of it, because I understand you can't have non-stop action. Like, you have to slow down a little bit to tell the story of the characters and everything. But I would have liked to see like this episode, or like I would like to see like a lot of the episodes in this season kind of remind you of episode 1 from season 5, and that would have been like great, all that action they had in there, like just those bigger moments, those bigger battles and stuff like that, and you could still mix in all this great story stuff in there. Now, when it comes to the second half, I do think they're going to do this a little bit more now that Negan and the Saviors are out. They're not sitting on their hands anymore. They're obviously going to do a lot of stuff. What I am looking at, though, and I don't know how many other people notice this, but I don't think the war is going to last this entire season. I actually do think the season's going to end with, like, I'm going to say like 2, maybe 1, but I'm going to go ahead and guess at least 2 episodes with the war. The war is going to end like episode 14. I'm going to guess 14 or 15, because I'm just looking at, and I don't see them stretching out the war for 8 more episodes, unless like they really put a lot of filler stuff in there. Because if they do it like they did in the comics, which they've been kind of sticking to that route but mixing it up a little bit along the way, but if they do it like that, like there's only like 2, I would say, like not even 2, like yeah, about 1 or 2 big parts of the war left, like big sections. So I'm guessing that's going to be like 4 episodes worth of content. But knowing them, like I said, they're probably going to stretch it out, and they're going to throw like a lot of extra stuff in there. They're going to stretch out all the story stuff with the characters and everything. They're going to drag that out kind of. So the season might end up taking them like more like 6 or 7 episodes. And the last episode, I don't know. I think we'll get the New Beginning story arc. I think we will get a taste of that at the end of the season. I think that'll be an interesting way to end the season off. But I can also see them trying to scratch the war out for all 8 remaining episodes and having the war end on the 8th episode. Or on the 16th episode. I'm sorry, but you know what I meant. But yeah, I feel like we can see that happen, and that also wouldn't be a bad choice. But honestly, like I think the biggest problem right now is I feel like they're not taking the pacing into account enough. I don't like it when stories do this. I don't like it when it feels like we're sitting here and we're watching this story out play out and stuff, and it feels like we're stalling. I don't really care for that type of writing style or whatever. I prefer, the story to move forward at a steady pace, at a constant rate, and I prefer for it to fit like the bigger story elements in there when they're necessary. And if it's a really big and important moment like Carl's death, like that little scene we at the end of the mid-season finale, stuff like that, so you can slow it down a little bit for. But like, I mean, there's just been other stuff throughout the season that like I've just, I don't know, like once again, like Negan the Savior's being locked up. I didn't like that it took them 8 episodes to finally get out. I did not like that whatsoever. I would much rather them been out by like episode 4 or something and causing trouble for Rick and the survivors. I wasn't a big fan of that at all. But yeah, like just stuff like that. So I'm thinking season 8's second half is going to be a lot better. We're obviously going to get the conclusion to all the Carl stuff, so that's going to be some pretty big moments there, which once again might slow things down just a teeny bit, but obviously that's very warranted. That's a very big character we are saying goodbye to, so I don't have a problem with that. And then on top of that, like we do have the end of the war, so I'm feeling like this season's going to be a really fast build up like I've been talking about in this video. I feel like we are going to see, I think it's going to get to a point where we're seeing episode with action after action after action, and we're going to see that build up to the very end of the war. And I do think, I'm just predicting it right now, I do think this second half of this season is going to be extremely good. I'm thinking we can expect some really top notch stuff from The Walking Dead in this second half. I'm okay with getting hyped for it because I know what's coming and I know there is a lot to be excited about. And as long as they do it right, I think it'll be great. But overall, like I'm excited for season 9 more than anything right now. So yeah, with that being said, guys, I just kind of want to throw that out there. I just kind of wanted to, talk about that very quickly. Just give my thoughts on what the second half of this season is going to hold and what I didn't like about the first half of this. So, yeah, with that being said, thank all of you so much for watching. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Don't forget to leave the likes and comments down below. Tell me what you think, and I will see you guys on the next one.